Hello crew, this is the third video of a three-part video. We're now talking about the new features of 5.0, but we also talked about the fixes, improvements, changes and additions already. If you want to see that, go into the videos on my channel, or I tell you at the end where to find it. And now, finally, on to the new features. You all waited for that. And let me talk about something that is especially important for a lot of you. AMD Fidelity FX Super Resolution support. Again, it's in there. And they, like a lot of people already tried that. And they said it works really great. We have this upscaling performance, this upscaling options here, performance, balance, quality, and so on. Maybe if we go into quality, a lot of people are saying already that the performance boost is really good, and they see definitely a reason for that. But it does look okay so far. If you have some problems with performance-wise, especially maybe your system is a little bit older, well, let me tell you, Fidelity FX Super Resolution does work, or should work, on the most graphics cards. And now there is something that I simply can only show you. I could talk about that a lot. I need to show you what I'm talking about.
Entering system. Scale plate green.
That's where my HQ is. Do you already see that? Ta-da! Welcome to your personal office in your HQ. Look at that. Isn't that great? Your absolute personal office with a freaking chair to sit in. So you can sit down, manage your galaxy from here, and just have a great time. There are some downsides to this. A little bit of a downside. You cannot use Sita on a station. I know. No Sita on a station. No Sita on this chair, unfortunately. But this chair changes so much in X4 that I want to show you something else. Okay, before we go, the personal HQ does look really cool. But one thing to mention that is also really cool about your personal office is these things here. These trophies are maybe not there for you, but these trophies are here for me. And there's a lot more room for other trophies, because this office will show you trophies of the stuff that you have already achieved in X4. How cool is that? I mean, now you have a room to show off. You can go in here and say, ah, look at that. Oh yeah, I remember when I did the Terran storyline with this stuff here, with the, what is that, Gladius or something? I don't know. Oh yeah, cool. When we did that storyline here, that was the station that was in the cloud with all the lightning strikes and so on. And so on and so on. You will get more and more of these trophies when you play the game. How cool is that? But this chair changes a lot. Let me teleport onto, let's say, a behemoth. You know that you could take this thing here, right? You could take the command of the ship. But what you can now do is, why not just taking command of the navigation console? And now you're just sitting here. You can watch the ship from here. Let's say, for example, you are in your katana and you want to let your captain fly the ship, but all you got to do, all you had to do was just standing around in your ship while your captain does some things. Well, now you have chairs, like for example the gunnery control. Just sit in there and wait for whatever your captain does. Yes, you can just sit in your chair. These chairs are not useless anymore. Not useless anymore. Not useless chairs. You can sit in every single chair. That's not where the new features stop. I mean, we're now in a new version. Let's go and have a look at a different feature. And I know you all waited for this. Buy new ships. Do you see something new? We got E-type ships. May I introduce you to the Odysseus E, the new Paranid ship. Look at that beauty. That's one of the new ships for the Paranids. We will do a comparison in just a moment, but we'll also take a look at all the other ships. They look cool now. It's a little bit long, but that's fine. Then we have a Chthonius gas miner. Also looks different. That's the new gas miner. That's the old gas miner. See, the old gas miner, it was okay. And also for minerals. Minerals does look different this time. Interesting that, wow, look at the shape of the turret in front here. Very cool, very, very fitting that it's kind of like a diamond shape now. As a reminder, this is the old one. And we got a Helios freighter. The Helios freighter also looks very clean, very cool, long ship, very nice. Again, as an example, that's how it looked before. XL type ships, Zeus, different. Look at that, Zeus carrier. Massive, some flappy wings, small flappy wings. That's the old Zeus carrier. I always show you the old one. That's the one with the desk stand. Now it's different. It looks like it has got a purpose down here, right? And then we got the Atlas. Atlas, very sleek, cool looking ship. Almost like, I don't know, almost like a speedboat. For comparison reasons, that's the old one. Just plain simple disc. New one. This is really cool looking. Just some really nice designs. I promised a small comparison. We do that with the Odysseus. You see the new one, the Odysseus E, the Odysseus Sentinel, and the Vanguard now compared to each other. You'll see a slightly difference here in the hull. The hull is stronger than on the Sentinel and Vanguard version. We have the same shields because we have the same shield spots. There are a little bit more small shields on the E version. Everything else basically is the same. The speed's higher, it's faster. The new one, it also looks faster, right? Although the acceleration is not that high. You see, there are some changes not only visually to these ships, but also there are some balancing changes. And now, one of the largest changes in the game so far, we have a new mechanic. And I want to show you the new mechanic by showing you the new ship that you can build. Welcome everyone to the first towing ship. This is the Manticore. It's a tug. It tows wreckages, salvage, or how Egosoft calls it, scrap. And it does so by using scrap tractor turrets to tow scrap into the new modules that you can buy, the scrap processor, and the second is the scrap recycler. Where can you get all of this scrap stuff? Where can you get the scrap ships from? Well, you have 4 options for that. First is the Taladi, second, Scale Plate Pact, third, Alliance of the Word, and the fourth is Cigar's Pioneers, which can have these ships or the station modules. These new tugs come with a new symbol on the map. They look completely different than everything else that we got. And if we go to this new ship, that's how it's look like if it would not be autosaving. It is a pleasure for me to introduce you to the Manticore.
Manticore.
Good morning, Manticore. Like I said, you can sit in every single chair. How cool is that? The Manticore is a little bit different than the other ships. You have some space around here, Space Navy, that's cool. And that is where you can sit if you want to fly the ship. The new ship is not that agile, but it looks kind of cool, very industrial here. You have a lot of vision around, so that works also really nice. Should also work really nice if you have something like a head tracking device or so. And of course you have no weapons on that ship. You have absolutely no weapons on that ship. You do not have forward facing weapons or anything on here. You only have your tow and that's it. There's nothing more to this ship. It's just a workhorse, but it has got 5 engines. How cool is that? Look at that. Look at that! With that new ship, what you get is a new turret behavior, which is called towing. That towing is especially just for these towing turrets. And these towing turrets can only be mounted on a Manticore so far yet. Maybe there will be other ships in the future and possibly only available in the DLC. As far as Bernd said, the CEO of Egosoft, only available in the DLC. Apart from that Manticore. The Manticore will be an addition for everyone in the 5.0 upgrade. If you will grab Tides of Avarice, you will get more options to fit ships with a Tau tractor beam or whatever that's called. Scrap tractor. Manticore heavily relies on some additional force to guard it, to defend it. So keep that in mind, especially if you're doing something like farming the enemy. Because farming the enemy is possible with that thing, but only a few enemies. Wreckages will now have a value, so-called scrap value, that defines the resources that you can get out of one of these wreckages. The problem with these are cog ships don't have scrap. Unfortunately, I was already thinking about putting a scrap operation into a sector where we get constantly harassed by cog. That's not possible, but Xenons are scrappable. Xenon wreckages do have a scrap value. The same type of ship, so the same wreckage, let's say for example a Xenon K, does not always have the same scrap value. People in Discord were referring to that a Xenon K, for example, had a value between 4,000 something to 6,000 something. Stuff that I need to find out in a game in my own playthrough, which we do again on twitch.tv/Captain Collins. Usually on Thursdays we play an X game. At the moment, like I said, X2, but X4 all the time when we do not have to do any other stories like the threat, for example, at the moment. One more thing to say about the towing is that towing also works with travel drive. And one more thing to say, if you have enough reputation with one of these 4 factions that I talked about, the Taladi, Scapeblade Pact, Alliance of the Word, and Cigars Pioneers, you can go there and simply buy the new blueprints, for example, the M-Ship, Manticore, or you go into the new modules. These are called processing modules, and you can grab the scrap processor or the scrap recycler, buy the blueprint and build it on your own station. A quick glimpse at these modules. This is the scrap processor, how it looks like. There is a spot for ships to fly in. The red area on top of it, it's like a docking area. There will be the place where ships will put the stuff in. And then you have the scrap recycler, which is basically there to process the scrap into something more useful. And there are some additions to the game which they have not talked about. Like I said, for example, the chair, you can sit in every single chair. But another thing are, and I want to keep it just there without any comment, these are welfare modules. Welfare modules change something on your station. We'll talk about that when I will be able to buy them and to build them. Man, that was a lot of stuff, wasn't it? That was the video about the new features. If you want to see the other videos, then this here will lead you to the fixes and improvements of 5.0, and this video here will lead you to the changes and additions to 5.0. Especially the additions are very nice if you want to see what's going on in the game. So thanks for watching that and have fun with the other videos.